What is a contempt of court? What actions attract contempt of court 1971? First of all, the law of contempt was brought into force only with the intention in order to preserve the dignity, the values, the honor, the respect of the judiciary as an institution. So therefore, any actions that is lowering the dignity of judiciary will amount to contempt. So any actions, any willful disobediences of the orders of honorable courts will result in civil contempt. Any actions that scandalizes or criminalizes the institution of judiciary as a whole will result in criminal contempt. So Article 129 empowers Honorable Supreme Court and Article 215 empowers Honorable High Courts to deal with the matters of contempt. And the punishment, if proven guilty, it will range up to 6 months and a fine of 2000 rupees. Either both or any one. However, there may be a question in the common man's mind whether a person, a citizen of India, is entitled to criticize judiciary or not. If a person involves in criticizing the judicial acts, will it amount to contempt? Just like how any citizen criticizes the legislative, the actions of legislative, the actions of executive, in a similar way, any citizen can criticize the actions of judiciary. Only thing is the criticism must be progressive, criticism must be democratic in nature, criticism must be fair, and it must be constitutional. So criticism alone cannot be treated as a contempt of court. In case if there is a judgment and that a person feels it is biased, he goes for an appeal. That is to say, the lower court, when appeal is made to High Court or when appeal is made to Supreme Court, then it is actually an allegation on the judiciary that they have not performed their act properly. But there is a procedure to criticize the judgments. There is a procedure, there is a protocol, and there are certain requirements that are necessary, that are essentials to criticize the act of judiciary. In case if any judicial member is corrupt, he can be accused of corruption provided there is an evidence. Just truth is not sufficient. Just truth is not sufficient. Truth must be established by way of evidence. There must be a proof. Only then there can be an allegation. Only then the judiciary can be accused of improper handling of law, biased handling of law. When there is a corruption, so there must be a proof, evidence based. So all allegations which is evidence based cannot become a contempt. In my analysis, any progressive, any democratic allegation that is backed by the constitution, backed by our constitution, which is fair enough, which is progressive, can never become a contempt of court. In one such similar case, I had accused, in fact, I had filed a recusal application in High Court of Karnataka at Bangalore. That justice is retired and he is anyway is in some other quoted posts. That is a different matter. But I accused and I made an application for his recusal from the case. So the entire High Court was actually shaken. My colleagues started asking me, "You have filed a recusal application in the Honorable Judge." I said, "So what? I'm ready to prove." And there was a double bench, and I wish not to name the other Honorable Judge. In the open court, the judge on whom I accused of being biased, being corrupt, said that I will take action, I will send you for a disciplinary committee. I said, I am not worried. I openly told in the court, in view of dozens of advocates and people who had come to witness the said case, public interest litigation, which was of very high prominence, very high importance on the public health. I said, you do whatever you want. I am available here and I have filed the application and I will stand by the application and I have the proof. The evidence is here and that is also attached along with the application and my application be heard. So nothing happened. All IAs were not heard and we went to the Honorable Supreme Court and got the stay on that in that special public interest litigation. That's a different matter. And that did not attract any contempt proceedings against me because proof, the evidence, the truth is the safeguard against contempt. But if a person, in order to achieve his personal agenda or in order to get into fame or in order to scuttle the political intent or motivated by any criminal intent in order to lower the dignity of the judiciary, in order to degrade the judiciary as an institution. If a person tries to do mischief by attacking the judiciary left, right and center as an institution as a whole, then that amounts to contempt. He can be tried and he can be jailed. He can be fined. So the understanding of contempt is very important. Blind allegations is a strict no. And making allegations, accusing the honorable courts, honorable judges, or the institution as a whole that blanket corruption is available in found in judiciary, that amounts to contempt. So, criticism based on the backed by the constitution, backed by the Indian law, backed by the democratic values will be considered as a progressive, constructive criticism and therefore that will not invite contempt. If at all, even if it invites contempt, that will have no standing in the courts. But any citizen, be it lawyer or be it any member of general public, if any allegation is made, it should not be in the air. It must have sufficient proof. So, proof, that is the evidence-based accusation or allegation, will not amount into contempt.